So, most presidents have a hard time putting aside their beliefs for the good of the nation. If you elect me as president, I plan to run for you, for what you want, for change. Sarah Chadwick for change.
I plan to reform this country through education and get blacks and women the same rights as all white men have.
Well, we'll start off. I don't think I've met a single person here that's more American than me. Plus, I mean, come on!
This country needs change. I'm the candidate who can bring that change.
Have you noticed how smaller European countries are better than us in a lot of different ways? In GDP, in happiness per capita. I want to make America great. I want to make America greater than these countries that have been around for a quarter the length that we have. I want to make America as good as it was post-World War II.
Hi, my name is JJ Spiros. I'm here with a bit of a different perspective. I'm not a racist, I'm not a homophobe, and I'm not a bigot, unlike many of my other candidates up here. So I'm just trying to get a good perspective to get the people's voice back into our classroom and the rest of America.
And we'll take questions. Stand up.
Oh, sorry. What do you guys plan to do about pollution? Any of you?
So pollution in our country has become a big problem. I think to fix that, we need to reform how we, we need to change how we treat factories and treat the environment. We need to increase regulations for pollution runoff from factories and it's like the whole country. So we need to install solar panels and alternative forms of energy to combat what we're doing now.
If I could speak on it as well. Thank you, I appreciate that. I feel like, as a nation, we've really let ourselves down. This planet was made to live on and to live in harmony with, in a sense. We really have taken in our own selfish wants and needs, and we've looked at money more than the environment around us. And we've let global warming run rampant. I mean, it's no reason that we don't have spring this year, and it's really sad that we had to go from, 60 degrees outside to 80 degrees now. We need to find a way to fix the environment. We need to go into alternative forms of fuel. We need to find alternate ways of energy, and we just need to find alternate ways to live our lives.
You see, I can relate to you guys. I'm gonna flip my chair around and be a cool kid backwards. Now, is pollution the real problem these days? No. Now, what we should be concerned about is wars, oil, and stuff like that, because we're getting screwed over pretty big.
I feel like that's something we can talk about. Talk about pollution. I feel like we need to stay on topic if we want to get this done.
Well, I mean, we tried with this pollution thing, and look at people driving Priuses. That's like a tampon on wheels, let's be honest.
Did he just say that?
He's going to be
Okay,
kicked
I'm
out.
not dreaming, okay. See, I'm patient. I believe that with new growths in technology, such as biotechnology, we can create certain living organisms that can actually help with pollution. Certain bacteria and algae can actually produce that eat away at pollution, so that these things can be installed into cars, kind of like a catalytic converter, that really reduces the amount of pollution that a car emits. Also, I believe in a certain type of quota, but kind of a reverse quota, in that the lower amount of pollution a company gives off in kilograms per pound or per $100 or something like that, then they will get tax breaks. This is something that I've actually talked about in economics class with my group. We are talking about tax breaks for more economic progress in terms of green, eco-fuel, and I believe this will really pave the way and make it both trendy, cool, and cost-effective to reduce the price of these green machines, these green technologies, and really get us to create a greener country as a whole.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So my tactic is teaching the younger kids in schools how they can help, so that when they grow up, that way like the next generation is way more earth friendly. Because I think everybody should be vegan. Everybody should be living in a like earth friendly environment and like cut all the electronics to a very minimum portion.
As a two-year college student going for a major in biology, I truly understand the economic issues that we have with CO2 and fossil fuels. So I would go to, instead of passing it on to our younger generations to take care of what the older generations have failed to do, I would want to have donations, have people who want to contribute to this all work together to make our world a better place to live in.
Okay, next question.
No, I'm gonna respond to that. So, I agree with my candidates that money is making the big decisions for these businesses. So we need to have harsher regulations on these businesses and for the level of pollution that they're creating. We also need to change to more electric cars and more solar panels throughout the nation, as well as strengthening our environmental protection agencies so we can launch further investigations into the current pollution crisis.
Okay, we'll do Elise.
Would you all want to lower or raise minimum wage?
So is that for each one?
Yeah.
So we will start with JJ and go that way.
My stance on it is the minimum wage as a whole, it's low. I don't think it should go all the way up to $15 an hour, but I feel like it should get a bit of a boost because there's the whole idea of it is the minimum. There's going to be a time when you want to earn more money and you need this kind of motivation to push you forward. If you're making minimum wage and you're 30 and you have 2 kids, there's decisions that have led you to that path. And I feel like if you really want a change, you need to make it within yourself and not rely on others to make it for you.
I believe that the minimum wage is definitely too low. $8 in Arizona, I don't think so. I'm talking maybe 11. I think 11 is more than cost effective for us. Even though it's a difference of only $3 an hour, that really adds up in a year if you work full time. I also believe that these companies will not suffer that much because these are very big corporations as a whole that are being affected. Even small businesses can, as a general rule, afford this. I don't want to immediately increase it $3. I want to gradually increase it so that these small businesses don't die off as a result. I'm not in the business of destroying businesses. I don't think that an immediate increase in wage is good.
So yes, the minimum wage is very low, and I would want to slowly, gradually increase it to about $10, $11. But I don't want to raise it much more than that because I don't want inflation to happen. But I would want to make education easier for us to get so that instead of you working for the minimum wage, you can raise your education so that you won't have to work for that anymore.
I stand with JJ on this topic. I think we all found out that a minimum wage is not a living wage. I think we need to bump the minimum wage up to $9, $10, $11 an hour so it becomes a living wage.
I think somewhere between maybe $10 and $11 is, a good place for minimum wage. All those bums and freaks working at McDonald's saying, "Oh, we need $15 an hour." Well, I mean, what do? You flip burgers all day. You feed the fat people of America, the ones like Mama June. So if you want $15 an hour, maybe you should consider a real job or something like that.
I believe with most of my candidates in gradually increasing the minimum wage to about $10 to $11 because most business owners are not below the poverty line. So we'd be transferring the money from the ones who have most of the money down to the lower, more people in poverty. So that way more people will be spending money in the economy and as a result would actually be better for our nation.
The minimum wage now is unlivable, and so I think it should be raised anywhere as like $10 or $15